In this video, I'm going to show you the exact funnel I use to book as many dates as I want in a single week using online dating. So this is my Profile Alchemy online dating formula. And this funnel is essentially broke up into 3 stages. So stage 1, we have the top of the funnel, which is attracting women. Then we have the middle of the funnel, stage 2, nurturing women and messaging. And then we have the bottom of the funnel, stage 3, which is closing women, so getting numbers and booking dates. So that is the exact funnel I use to book as many dates as I want. And then as you can see here, we have a client win from Diego, basically saying this has been life-changing. So like this works. So this is my exact funnel. I'm going to break this down for you now. So stage 1, which is the top of the funnel, attracting women. We do this by creating an optimized high quality profile, which then gets us traffic via outbound or inbound. So sending likes or receiving likes. They come onto our profile. We grab attention, we build attraction, we create curiosity within our profile, which then leads to matches, and then we send strong opening messages. So that's basically the whole top of the funnel, which I'm going to break down now. So how do we create an optimized high quality profile? Well, first thing we need to focus on is getting 6 stupidly good photos that actually belong on your dating profile. And we do this using AI. So AI has gotten so good now that we can essentially create ultra realistic AI photos of ourselves that actually belong on our dating profiles. Any location, any pieces of clothing, any pose, camera angles, lighting, it just nails all that now. So you don't have to find and drive to new locations or potentially go abroad. You don't need to bring a friend or a family member with you to take the photos. You don't have to feel awkward taking photos in public. You don't have to buy new items of clothing and think of what to wear. You don't need to think of how to pose or how to stand. You don't need to spend thousands on a professional photographer. You literally don't have to leave your house. So it's that good. So how the AI works is you essentially take a bunch of photos of yourself, face, head, full body, all different angles with really good lighting and with a really good camera. And then you upload them to a software, and basically this is what you can create from that. So this is my dating profile, and as you can see, it's so complete. No weak photos are on my dating profile. I got a mixture of poses, different styles of like outfits and clothing, locations, poses, like it's the complete thing. And that's what your dating profile should look like. An okay profile in this day and age just doesn't cut it anymore. You need to have a really, really good profile. And like that's what one looks like right there. So now we just have some comments from guys who have literally done the AI photos themselves. I sent the photos to my mother. She thought they were real. Then we have one of my clients, Matt, who does extremely well. Likes and comments from women, you know, on his photos. All 3 of these are AI. Tried it, it works. Got over 150 likes on all 3 apps. So you know, if you're sitting there and you're asking yourself, like, will it work for me? Are the photos going to look like me and stuff like that? Yes, they will, because you're uploading photos of yourself. So that's all it has to work off. So it will work. So this was my profile before I basically upgraded it. I was getting around 1 to 3 likes a week. And, you know, you're probably looking at that thinking, but yeah, that's not a bad profile. That's the thing. An okay profile, an average profile just doesn't cut it anymore. Maybe 5 years ago, it probably would have done well. But after I upgraded it, I now get around 20 to 30 likes a day. Same face, same head, same body, same me. You know, I look the same in every single one of them, but I'm just marketing myself better now. And that's what the AI does. It takes you, it makes you present yourself way better. And then we have one of my clients, Diego, he said, I just wanted to say something as well. I forgot to say before, but I was a bit anxious before the date after we upgraded his profile. He was wondering if I don't look like the pictures because they're AI and stuff. But in the end, she didn't mention anything. She said, oh, you look so serious in your pictures, and here you're so fun, which is great to know. So like obviously that gave him the confidence then to go on future dates and not worry about it, because like I said, you're uploading the images of yourself, so they're going to come out like you. Next, I just want to show you the power of spending some time and actually upgrading your profile to the best it can be. So in the last 7 weeks, I've essentially had 811 likes sent to me on Hinge alone. And here's some screen recordings of my phone and stuff on my profile. It's just so many options, too many to deal with. It's a good problem to have, which allows me to, disqualify the ones I don't want to go on a date with and stuff, and just go for the hottest ones and the most interested and stuff. So that's always a good thing. And then I get a lot of questions about like, oh, what's the quality? I want high quality matches and stuff like that. You do. When you get that much volume, like you get the absolute babes coming after you, making the first move, changing that dynamic. Hot girls like this, they always get guys coming to them. How about they start coming to you, So hot women, blondes, the lot, And then when you get so many likes and stuff like that to your profile, you get put on the standouts then. So you get sent rows by women, which is obviously a nice feeling to have. So next we have my client, Matt, who I said before does really, really well. So like, again, this is just his profile to show you proof that it's actually him, and a screen recording of all the likes that he'd get. So many roses from women. So many. And then that's just a 40-second clip of just the likes coming in, And like I said, when your profile's so good, you get put out on the standouts and you get sent roses by women, Making the first move. Look at the effort they're putting into the comments and stuff, to get a conversation going. It's totally different. Getting sent roses by tens now, haha. This is one of my other clients, TJ, up in a small town in Scotland. Never been on dating apps before. And then he came to me and I said, right, yeah, let's get your profile going. And, over 50 likes in a week, 4 or 5 dates booked in the first week. Girls making the first move. Damn, TJ, oh my. Crafted in a way where it shows attraction, shows your best self. I'm guessing you're ridiculously attractive. Girl in a bikini saying that, And like I said, getting sent roses as well. This is Ollie. Thanks, bro. Liking a few of these. You got a list of good first messages to send. So like that's all the girls match. So he was sending out a bunch of likes. And then because his profile is so much better now, they're actually matching back now to start a conversation. And then this is client Diego. Getting numbers. 23 good matches. Got 4 numbers so far. 4 dates this weekend. You can see his profile, but there 50 plus likes, 28 conversations. It's just, that's what it does. It just creates so much options for you. And these are just some more results of girls opening to my clients and stuff like that. Hot women, guys, hot women. Stage 2, middle of the funnel, which is nurturing women. Getting her invested in you and the conversation. When it comes to messaging on dating apps, first message to phone number, I like to work off these 5 stages, okay? Whether it's inbound or outbound, only stage 1 is changed, okay? So you're either making the first move, so sending out a like, or women are making the first move, you're receiving a like, okay? That's the only thing that changes. Stage 2 to stage 5 are the same on both inbound and outbound, okay? Stage 2 is the preset message. So whenever you get a like on a specific photo on your dating profile, you will have a specific line built out for you to send every time you get a like on that photo, okay? For example, on my tuxedo shot, whenever I get a like on that, I will send, this is how you can expect me to look as a +1 to a wedding, okay? I've sent this thousands of times. I know how it plays out. It's playful, it's fun. Girls love the response. And it leads me to getting numbers, okay? We don't say, hey, how are you, and all that crap over here, right? That's what the preset message is designed to do. Stage 3 is determine her interest level. So from your preset message that you've sent, you assess her response from that, okay? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it boring? Was it blunt, one-worded, whatever? Did she identify herself as an attention whore? What did she do, okay? Is she down to play and the conversation's going to be really good from you? That's basically what you need to assess, okay? Stage 4 is get her invested, okay? This is the flirty back and forth messages that basically build up the conversation before securing a number, okay? This is where most guys fail because it is the hardest. Unfortunately, there is no script for this. There never will be. Every conversation with every woman is going to be different. There's sort of frameworks and methods that we can apply, which is what I do right here, but there will never be a script for every girl. It's just impossible to predict. So this is where you need to get, playful, fun, keep it flirty, never let her get boring, get her comfortable with you in the chat, make her feel something before you shoot for the number. Then stage 5 is obviously shooting and securing a number. Once you've done stage 4 well, stage 5 is really easy. I know a lot of guys who struggle on gauging interest from a girl and shoot for the number way too early. And, they haven't even made her comfortable or had any playful conversation within the dating app. And shoot for the number just way too early, and it's not how you do it. I always like to go off the frame of you're a creep until proven otherwise. So you have to prove that you're not a creep, okay? And then once you've done that successfully, this is just a handful of numbers that I get on the daily pretty much. And then you start securing numbers and obviously setting updates. Now I just want to show you what the 5 stages basically look like with real examples with real women. So if I zoom in on these 2 here, so like I said, with my tuxedo shot, this is it right here. Stage 1, women make the first move. Stage 2, I then send my preset line. This is how you can expect me to look as a +1 to a wedding. This is how you can expect me to look as your +1 to a wedding. That's my preset line. I send that every time I get a like on this photo. I don't need to change it. I know it works. Stage 3, assess her response. Was it good? Was it bad? Is she down to continue the conversation in a playful way, or has she killed it? That's what you need to look out for, okay? As you can see, really good response here. Playful message back from my response there. Then you enter stage 4, which is the hardest part, is the flirty back and forth, okay? Some are going to be longer than others. As you can see here, this was a couple of more messages than this one. This one was really short. But it's about gauging her interest, okay? Looking how she's responding to you. How fast is she responding to you? What sort of energy is she giving to you? That's what you need to look out for. Then, once I know she's interested in me and she's down to potentially meet up with me and stuff, then I will then shoot for the number, which as you can see here, stage 5, shot and secured the number. And then the same year, shot and secured the number. So that's what those 5 stages essentially look like. Then some more examples with my second photo on my profile. So again, stage 1, I received the like, I received the like. Stage 2, my preset line for this one is, don't worry, I'll hold your hand like I held this jacket when we crossed the road. Okay, I'm going to send that every single time, right? Stage 3, determine her interest level. What was her reply like, okay? Look at this one, for example. Only if you promise not to let go once we're across. That's the sort of reply that I'm looking for when I send a message like this, Now I know she wants to dance, So then we go straight into stage 4, keeping on the topic, keeping it fun, keeping it playful, okay? This is how you do it. Same by here. Straight into stage 4 after she's get basically double message as well, giving me good energy off the bat there. And then once you've successfully done stage 4, then you can, like I said, shoot for the number. And then when you do stage 4 well, shooting for the number is so easy, okay? If you want any more conversation breakdowns like this, then there's a ton on my Instagram at connor.pranky. Head to my story highlights and you can see a bunch of real life examples on there using the 5 stages. Then if we head to some of my clients' work using the 5 stages, so this is the same image across the board by a same preset message. Then we enter stage 3 all the way down to stage 4. And then, like I said, when you've done stage 4 well, you just shoot for the number and they give it to you. Some conversations are going to be this long sometimes. That's just the way it is. But as long as you keep it fun, keep it playful, and get it invested in you, then going for the number is not a problem. Next, we have client Preston. So just updating us on the conversations that he's having with each girl in our WhatsApp group. So continuing the banter, update, the girl sent me a number, and then obviously that number led to a date as well. So it can happen so fast when you have like this framework dialed in. Another number secured with this girl, and this was from a rose as well, so that's really cool. Client Diego just got a number. So whenever you get stuck, like in stage 4, for example, then you can just send her in the WhatsApp group, and like we'll help you craft a message. So like that's something we always have available as well. We don't want to let you just like let conversations die. If you get absolutely stuck, then we're here to support you. So that girl I was on about with TJ, I'm guessing you know you're ridiculously attractive. Like this is all the 5 stages to then get a number as well. And she's a honey as well. So he was gassed with that one. Got client Preston again. So update with this conversation. Just put the date feeler text out there, and then number secured. Go into transition to text later. Stage 5 complete. Client Preston again. High quality women, you know, beautiful girls. One step at a time. Remember how important the date feeler is and all this. Simple but straightforward. Some good back and forth messaging. And then when you have like predictable prompts that girls reply to, she asked if the detox was over. Damn, you're good. You know, it's almost like you predict the replies. We've been doing it for that long, you know. And that's essentially the 5 stages in action, guys. Then we have stage 3, which is the bottom of the funnel, closing women. So we've secured the number, then we get into a bit of texting, and then we want to look to guide things towards a date and get that set up. I use this 3-step method called the date FRL method, which essentially stands for date feeler, date request, and date logistics. And then obviously we have the date itself, okay? And then this is just some date experiences and updates from the guys in the group. So client Diego, you know, having girls messaging him, I'm going to sleep now, have a good night, Diego. So obviously the date went really well. TJ, how did the week go? Bro, it's been relentless, waiting on 2 confirmation from 2 birds about meeting in a few weeks, and 2 down in Aberdeen. I'm meeting 2 on the 15th, and once Gemma and Stephanie reply on the 16th and 17th, and then there's another one called Alida on the 21st. So a couple of dates booked in there. Diego making out all night with a girl. And then some updates on some dates that went okay and stuff like that. And obviously dropping who he sees fit and stuff. Selecting the girls he wants to actually see again. That's how many options he has. Preston had a solid first date with a 9 a.m. girl coffee date. She seems like she was a little bit nervous, even though she was really smart and has more of an anxious attachment. It was nice to meet you and let's get together. So obviously looking to get a second date booked in without even texting her, which is really good. How are we getting on, mate? Any more dates lined up? Setting date with Megan after work tonight. And then she texted an hour later, is it kind of bad? I don't want to wait until Friday to see you. So there's that. So really high interest from the girls that they're meeting. Diego giving a big update on the 3 dates he had this week. And that is the exact funnel that I use and my clients use to essentially go on as many dates as possible. Top of funnel, attracting women. Middle of funnel, nurturing and messaging women. And then bottom of the funnel, we got closing women and getting dates set up. And this is just a simplified funnel overview. So we've got traffic to profile, first message to phone number, and then dates. That's it. Really easy stuff. On top of getting a framework to get as many dates as you want using your online dating presence, you'll also have access to my knowledge on intersexual dynamics, female nature, game, female psychology, and stuff like that. Back in 2021, I grew a page to almost 80,000 followers sharing knowledge on this. And basically guys getting into long-term relationships, new relationships, going through tough breakups, how to operate when being single and stuff like that. That's basically what I shared knowledge on. And these are some of the comments and, DMs I got from guys who I essentially helped. You're the goat, man. I was too needy towards a girl. She said I was too much. I started working out, working more, and came up with a career plan. I don't give her much time anymore, and she's desperate for me now. Thanks for your content. Love your content. Helped me with my first date a couple of months ago. I was very antisocial before that, but then I came across your content, ripped the plaster straight off. Yo, homie, been a while since I messaged you. Made a lot of progress on myself. That's almost unbelievable, but I found a dope chick again. We've been hitting her off for a solid 2 to 3 weeks, and it feels great, man. Thanks for letting me work out my problems after my breakup, homie. Mate, I've got to say, you're an absolute unit. The amount of times my expert has told me it's my fault. Anyway, she tried getting back with me yesterday, and I was using all your tips and other useful things you say in your videos and made me realize how far I've come from being bullied to know my worth. So that's basically a handful of DMs, like I said, and comments from people who I helped. So when it comes to having a framework and intersexual dynamics to wrap everything up with female nature as well, I got this dialed in. Why 99% of guys stay stuck. So you have the doomer, the experimenter, and then the winner. So with the doomers, these guys, they get no dates. They're lost and confused. They have a terrible mindset. They've given up. They blame women. They think women are the problem. They have zero options. They blame the algorithm on getting shadow banned and stuff, when in reality it's just a bad profile. They don't try new things. They have bad photos, generic and boring prompts. The conversations are boring, very interview style. And they just don't want to change. They've thrown in the towel. They've given up. Then you have the experimenter, which is probably where you are right now. You probably go on 1 date a month. You've tried a few tips and tricks. You're frustrated. You hope you get a match. It's not predictable. You just hope it comes in. You probably use cringy openers in your texting. You've probably paid or thought about getting professional photos done. And if you are going to do that, please don't, because they don't work. Save yourself the money. You probably use prompts you saw off social media and other, dating coaches. You don't know how to move things towards a date successfully. You probably have 1 to 2 options. So you're probably operating in a scarcity mindset right now. And you match with low quality women that you're not even attracted to. Then you have the winners. These are the guys like my clients who go on 2 to 3 dates a week minimum. They implement a strategy that they get taught. They welcome new techniques. They're stupidly coachable. They stay consistent. They attract high quality women that they're actually interested in and attracted to. They know how to get a number and move things towards a date. They have loads of options and they execute dates. So if you're in the doomer or you're in the experimenter right now and you want to get up to the winner, it's so easy to do. All you need is a strategy like I've displayed in this video. Upgrade your profile to the best it can be. Dial in your messaging. Secure numbers and go on dates. That's all you need to do. Most guys have thrown in the towel. They've quit. Everyone's fat and lazy. Everyone's given up. The bar has never been so low to win on online dating. So you have 2 paths from here. You have option A, which is staying the same where you are right now. Shit dating profile, shit photos, no results on dating apps, don't know how to talk to women properly, don't know how to get numbers, can't go on any dates because you don't get any likes from girls, single, lonely, bored. Or you can go for option B, which is embracing change, dialing in and implementing a strategy that works, upgrading your profile to the best it can be, giving you the highest leverage you can to meet as many women as you can, talking to beautiful women, getting numbers from them, setting up dates successfully, giving yourself way more options, unlocking that abundance mindset to then finding that fulfilling long-term relationship that you've always wanted, and potentially finding a future wife as well. This is what this does. So if you want to go for option B and embrace change, then head to my Instagram @connor.pranky, message me the word system, and we can get things going.